Hi Aries, so this is going to be y'all's current read. Come to your love and current situation. I'm going to look into the current energy, the energy surrounding you, or the connection or situation that you're dealing with. I'm going to look at the main challenge. Then I'm going to look at why all of this is happening. Then I'm going to check into what is something that you're not seeing in regards to this whole thing. Then at the end, I'm going to look at and see where this energy is all leading to, or what's to come of this. At the very end of the reading, I'm going to pull from my message oracle deck from Aries to Pisces, whether you're dealing with those signs, just to see what messages that particular sign may have for you. So stay tuned for that. Always take what resonates, leave what does not. As I say, these messages are general and for the collective. If you're looking for messages in regards to your own personal situation, my information for that is in my description box of my channel. Excuse me guys, like this isn't my original setup. I am currently on a vacation right now, so bear with me. Also, I am doing this in the wee early morning hours, so excuse my little one if you hear him in the background sleeping. Alright, so this is going to be for Aries. Universe, what is the current energy and love for my Aries? What's going on? What's going on with my Aries? I haven't even started all the way and my nose is already itching. Alright, Aries. Okay, Aries. Wow, so the current energy you guys have, y'all have the wheel, aka the Wheel of Fortune. Some of y'all could be dealing with the Sagittarius or Pisces, doesn't have to be. But the wheel talks about a positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. So it's a good thing in all three shapes of that. So whether it's something that's changing for the better for you, or whether a situation is kindly, moving away from a stagnant place energy, or just simple, like you guys are just going to be, asking you shall receive type vibes. But I really feel like it's more so of a positive change, to be honest with you. Positive change, which kind of like removes blocks and things are able to move forward. That's kind of what I'm overall feeling. But let's see. Some of y'all could also be dealing with another Aries or Taurus. Universe, give me clarity on the wheel, please. Clarity on the wheel. And being that this is a 10, definitely something's ended, either for the better for a lot of you, or in a space of, after this ending comes new beginnings. Yes, look, 5 of Wands in reverse. So it's the end of a conflict, a struggle, reaching agreements with somebody. So like I said, that positive change, that positive movement forward. So like I said, some of y'all could be dealing with the Leo. Doesn't have to be, but whatever the case may be, it's something that's moving in y'all's favor and is going forward, because wands to me are action. So there's no stagnant energy no more when it comes to whatever this conflict was. It's resolved, or it will be resolved. Yeah, 4 wands at the bottom of the deck. So the need of meditation and relaxation, but healing as well. And look behind that, the Justice card. So yeah, something for y'all is really like panning out. 11s could be important to y'all too, but whatever the case may be, it's something that's really working in y'all's favor, hence this wheel card here. Now I will say the main challenge though, in regards to whatever this is surrounding, you have the Ace of Water. The Ace of Water talks about falling in love or a resurgence of a relationship. It could speak to your spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, or for some of you, a new home. So again, it could be all those things, just depends on which situation you're dealing with, Aries. but it's in a challenge position. So for a lot of you, this could be a challenge in reconciling a situation or connection with someone. Like I said, some of y'all could be dealing with another fire sign. New love offers could be a challenge. Like the offers are coming into you, it's not really something that you're really looking into or not up to your standards. Spiritual growth in some inside of intuition. I don't really feel like it's your spiritual growth or your intuition. I really feel like it's more so for some of you possibly moving like a new home, new area with someone, or the restart of a new relationship, because this really is our love reading. So I'm looking at it to like new love offers or the resurgence of new emotional fulfillment in a relationship. But let's just see. Universe, why is Ace of Water a challenge? Why is Ace of Water a challenge? Why is Ace of Water a challenge? Okay, so we got the Chariot here. Some of y'all could be dealing with the Cancer, but it's a challenge because there's no I heard the first word I heard there was determination. There's no determination, but the Chariot it speaks to for me a lot of times is the movement or direction. So something's not really going anywhere. Like it's there, it's present, but it's not really going anywhere, if that makes sense. And for some of you, this could have a lot to do with the hard work or the effort too when it comes to this situation of this person. Like there's not really no effort to go forward or to go forward in a better way, because remember, y'all's carrying energy is the wheel and something's being resolved. But the challenge with that is it could be a situation where you're actually moving on from somebody who's kind of been stagnant and not really meeting you on the same frequency. Like you want something more in a sense, so you want to take it somewhere else, but this person is kind of just sitting still and not really pursuing it in that way. So you're choosing to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to sit here and wait for you. That's what I'm hearing. Like I'm not going to sit here and wait for you. If you don't want to do the work or whatever the case may be, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But in the same sense, I'm not going to put my life on a hold for anyone. You know, we got the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck, so some of y'all could be dealing with the Libra, but it's giving a vibe of, for some of you too, communication. Like, you know, somebody could just be not really being honest about what it is they feel, and at the same time, you know, closed mouths don't get fed too. That's what I was picking up too. So if someone is not saying that they looking at you like that or interested in you like that way, well, if you're not saying anything, then how else are you supposed to know? Alright, so while all of this is happening, we got the Eight of Fire. So it's a lot of movement, a lot of, I don't really get like a stagnant energy. I just kind of, it's just like really flowing, like it's going forward. Like I don't really see no backwards. The Eight of Wands, excuse me, it is the Eight of Wands, but in this deck it's called the Eight of Fire. The Eight of Fire talks about events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things happening at once. So again, things that's not stopping you. Like there's nothing stopping you at this point. Even though this hiccup, even though this love situation or this offer or the resurgence or the work out of relationship, even though that sense is kind of still been stagnant because there's no forward move, there's no direction, you guys are still going forward. Clarify this Eight of Fire, universe. Give me clarity on this Eight of Fire. Give me clarity on this Eight of Fire. I will say too, some of y'all could be definitely dealing with the water sign. Maybe the situation with the water sign isn't as going as you hoped it would. But we got the Knight of Swords in reverse. So all of this is happening because it says someone who opposes and upsets your plans. So all of this is happening is because you're trying to, I don't know, you're trying to make something happen. But again, it's this kind of energy here. This person or this situation, like they're kind of like sitting on their hands while you're trying to like, okay, if we're going to do this, if it's going to be this, then we need to do this. But again, too, if it's not a person, it's just a communication. Nobody's really opening up and speaking what they feel or speaking what it is. And then for some of you, if this is a person, if it is a person, the communication could be in the sense of, you know, hurtful, or, you know, kind of rude, or in the sense of being very disrespectful. So, because remember, we did have the 5 of Wands in reverse up here. So if there was some type of upheaval or disagreements with someone, you're moving on from that. Like, I'm not finna argue with you no more. That's kind of what I'm hearing. I'm not finna do that anymore. And look, the Queen of Swords at the bottom of that. So some of y'all could be dealing with an Aquarius. But yeah, either way, this person, this situation, you're not doing it. You're not arguing about it. I'm not finna argue about it anymore. Now, what you don't see, I love this though, because it says the renewal. Some of y'all could be dealing with the Scorpio, but this renewal card talks about reviewing and evaluating the situation, a favorable assessment of the facts, or time to move in a new direction. Again, time to move in a new direction, movement forward into a conflict. Regardless if anything try to stand in your way, you're still moving forward. This whole reading is talking about moving forward, moving on. And honestly, when I look at this renewal card, what stood out to me, moving in a new direction. So you're leaving something that clearly was not going forward and going towards something new. So I don't really know if y'all didn't really, maybe it's the fact that y'all already doing that, but you don't see the newness that's coming while doing that, if that makes sense. So, universe, give me clarity on this renewal. Okay, that flipped out the way it did. 3 of Wands, yeah. Aries, this is y'all's energy. This is talking about foresight. But not only that, it's also talking about travel. So some of you, again, could be like a new move, a new home, a new place of, I don't know, some of y'all could be moving out of state. I feel like it's just a whole new thing. But even if it's nothing physically, it's just that y'all self-confidence is out of this world. Your self-belief in yourself, you just, again, it says moving forward. You're leaving things that does not resonate with where you're trying to go behind. Look at that. King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Y'all's energy again, leadership. Y'all stepping into y'all leader's position. You are standing on business. Standing on business. Anything else about renewal, universe? Who? Need I say less? The World card. Again, some of y'all could really be moving, like traveling. Like, I'm serious. Traveling the world, or thinking of taking a trip, or whatever the case may be. I don't really feel like y'all doing it with anyone, because the Ace of Water is in a challenge position. So this is giving me a vibe of y'all doing this for yourself. Y'all looking out for yourself. It's more Aries energy. How cliche. But yeah, the World card. Some of y'all could be dealing with the Taurus or Leo. Could be an Aquarius or Scorpio. Again, whatever this case may be, you're moving on. Y'all could be moving on from those signs. Like, remember, the overall energy, the current energy was moving forward. The end of conflict in regards to a situation, the end of struggle, not really putting up with it, ending it for a lot of you, and moving on and moving forward. And where all of this is leading, the attraction card. This attraction card always spoke to me as a 9 of Pentacles. That's why I said I don't really see like y'all dealing with anyone. It's more so focused on yourself, focused on you, doing what you want to do now, like coming out of a situation where you was overgiven and extending yourself for people who took you for granted. Y'all not doing that. This attraction card to me is like a 9 of Pentacles energy. It says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Look how she's stopping the smell in the road. She ain't worried. Y'all not be worried. Y'all not worried. It could be an earth sign coming towards y'all. Significance, a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. Just saying. Universe, give me clarity on this attraction card. Heavy on the Taurus energy for some of y'all. Give me clarity on attraction, please. Look, we got the 5 of Swords in reverse. Like, 5s can be very significant for y'all. Not only that, but May. That's why I was picking up Taurus energy too. That's why I was saying like something to do with the Taurus energy and something to do with the month of May. Irregardless, the 5 of Swords in reverse talks about, again, a peaceful resolution and moving on. Like, I swear every other card talked about moving. doing something action wise, moving forward, moving on, moving this and that. Like literally, there's no staying stuck for one thing. Ain't no stuck, ain't no staying, no stagnant. No more. I don't see that at all. Look, Ace of Wands, inspiration, new beginnings, good news. Yeah. So y'all just really just, what's done is done. It is what it is. It ain't stopping y'all though. It ain't stopping. You can try to rain on a parade, but we got umbrellas. That's kind of what I feel with that. Alright, Aries. So now I'm going to look for my message oracle deck in regards to from Aries to Pisces, what those particular signs or messages they have for you guys, whether you're dealing with those signs or not. So universe, from Aries to Pisces, what do they want to say to my Aries? From Aries to Pisces, what do they want to say to my Aries, please? Alright, Aries, if you're dealing with another Aries, we have absence. It says, I feel like a part of me is missing without you. So this could go mutual. This could be both of y'all's energy because Aries. But this person is definitely feeling your absence. They're definitely looking back on how or what their role was in the connection. If you're dealing with the Taurus, we have forgiveness. I'm struggling to get over the past. So again, with that attraction card being in what's to come or the outcome, and that 5 of Swords in reverse, remember I said Taurus energy. So this could be a Taurus coming back around on Taurus, asking for your forgiveness and wanting to move forward in a good way, like together. For some of you, that's why I said for some of you, it's moving forward, restarting something with someone. For others of you, it's like realizing that you can't go no further with this person and moving on from it. Alright, so if you're dealing with a Gemini, we have new chapter. I am trying to move on. Okay, so this Gemini, like I said, there's some compromise. They're trying to not allow this situation to affect them. Even if y'all not together, it's almost kind of like agree to disagree, let bygones be bygones type vibe. Alright, if you're dealing with the Cancer, we have inseparable. Our love is always there despite the distance. And remember, in a challenge position, y'all did have the Ace of Water, and it was clarified by the Chariot, which holds energy of Cancer. So again, for some of you, if you're dealing with the Cancer, this could be a situation where you're just kind of, you haven't really checked out of it yet, but in the same sense, you're getting close to like checking out of it. And then for some of you, you could be resolving a situation with a Cancer. Alright, so if you're dealing with the Leo, okay, we have third party. There were other things that got in the way of us being together. So remember at the beginning, that wheel card, it was clarified by the 5 of Wands in reverse, which was Leo energy for me. So I feel like maybe some truth or situation came out with a third party with dealing with the Leo. For those of you dealing with the Leo, some truth came out with a third party. But I see that now you're kind of, either you're moving on from that Leo in regards to that situation, or you and that Leo together are deciding to stick it out and move on from whatever that situation was with the third party. If you're dealing with the Virgo, we have mistakes. It says, I wish I could right my wrongs. So this Virgo is regretting their actions that they took in this connection. They're really more so, wishing. I don't know why I say wishing, because that's but they probably are wishing that they could make things right, but they just don't know how to approach or don't know how to communicate that. Alright, if you're dealing with the Libra, we got dishonesty. By lying, I rip us apart. Why is this so stereotypical, so cliche? What they always say, lying Libras. So this Libra that you're dealing with, they recognize that they wasn't honest in the situation, and they realize that their lies had consequences, as they always do. Hold on, guys. Alright, so if you guys are dealing with a Scorpio, we have destiny. It says, I'm struggling to find the right path. So this Scorpio is in a space of they having to choose, but they don't know what to choose. For some of you, this Scorpio could be in a sense of having to choose between you and another person. Keep that in mind. Alright, if you're dealing with the Sagittarius, you have sabotage. It says, I messed up the good things in my life. I I mess up the good things in my life sometimes. So this Sagittarius feels like they sabotage this connection with you, whether they purposely did it or unsubconscious. Alright, if you guys dealing with the Capricorn, they got missed opportunity. I didn't act when I should have. So this Capricorn is sitting with the actions they did not take towards you, clearly. And they're recognizing that, they missed out on a good thing when it comes to Aries. What is it, Capricorn? Aquarius. Dealing with an Aquarius, we got detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. So I did have kind of like, with a few cards on here, it was talking about Aquarius energy, but yeah, it's more so, they're not communicating, they're choosing to distance themselves. So in the same sense, you're choosing to move on because they're not really talking. So on to the next is what I was picking up. If you're dealing with the Pisces, we have values. It says we have too many differences. So you and this Pisces are not on the same wavelength. Y'all not on the same frequency. Your values are different from what each one of you possibly want out of a connection or relationship. And again, remember the Ace of Water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces was in a challenged position. So I feel like a lot of y'all with water signs are having a real challenge with going forward with that particular water signs. Hence why most of you could be moving on from a water sign. It doesn't have to be take what resonates, but for those selective Aries I'm talking about, moving on from a water sign because you're realizing that it's not going anywhere. It's not beneficial, or it's not going to grow. And somewhat it's more so like a waste of time is what I just heard. Alright, Aries, so that was y'all's message. Like I said, if it resonates, definitely shoot me a like. Of course, subscribe for future reads. As again, any information in regards to booking a message for your own personal situation is in my description box of my channel. But as always, until next time, much love. Peace.